And welcome to Two Dudes Sitting at a Sports Bar podcast at the Upstairs Bar and Grill in St. John in the U.S. Virgin Islands.
When was the last time it just was two dudes?
I don't know. I feel like we did one maybe a couple of months ago where we were actually like, wow, just us two. We're back to being two dudes at a sports bar.
Hey, man. Crowbar's up, brother.
Wow. Well, yeah, you threw it out there last night. You sent a group text to me and Casey. Andy's going to be mad about it because he wants to be in on this group chat.
Yeah.
But Casey couldn't make it today for whatever reason. I don't know.
I'm dying to know what he's doing. So
I'm dying to find out how the rest of his trip was when he went to Tampa Bay because he almost didn't make it.
I know how it went, and that's going to be a between segment.
Not even going to comment on it? Well,
no comment on that one.
Well, last week I feel like we didn't even get into half the stuff that we really wanted to talk about. One was, you had O.J. Simpson, and then...
Dead.
Dead. R.I.P.
Speaking of Heisman's.
yeah. So as of yet, was that yesterday that it happened?
I think you get it back today. Hopefully.
It was so funny to me because I forget who I was talking to about it. They were trying to relay it to, that's why Barry Bonds should be in the Hall of Fame and everything like that. And I'm like, you know what? I can see it in so many ways. But Reggie Bush winning the Heisman had nothing to do with what he was doing on the losing his Heisman.
No,
it
was about they bought his mom a house.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it didn't affect his.
So essentially, it's NIL money.
It is, and that was one of those things where I was just like, the school should be punished more than Reggie Bush should have. And out of all of the Heismans and all the people that they were going to take it from, they took it away from Reggie Bush, who was probably, for what it's worth, the most exciting college football player of my generation, at least.
Yeah.
I mean,
like in that time frame, like that USC team was fucking stacked, dude.
It really was. Yeah. Didn't Matt Leinart win it the year before that?
Carson Palmer, it was there. How about Matt Castle was the backup that never played? It's still like a 15-year fucking NFL career.
An incredible career. And there was that other guy from. He was the backup for Aaron Rodgers, and he came in and he threw that one amazing game against Detroit. Matt Flynn.
Oh, yeah, okay.
who really, I don't think he really played all that much when he was at, LSU or something like that?
Well, I've been finding out, the Immaculate Grid, like that thing that Casey and I were doing the other day, there are people that you can put, just plug in for each sport that have played on, probably 15 teams, and he is one of those guys. It's like the Juwan Howard that's been on, 14 NBA teams, or it's bananas.
Well, he gets done, he throws one great game with Detroit, against Detroit for Green Bay. And because of that, he gets signed by Seattle, I think, right after that. They signed him to, a really good contract. Not, necessarily, record-breaker or anything like that. And that was the same year that they drafted Russell Wilson. And then the rest is history. And then Matt Flynn just gets to sit pretty and collect his money.
Matt Castle syndrome, man. Literally, he took over Brady when Brady got hurt the first game of the season against the Chiefs. He missed the playoffs. They still went 11-5. They missed the playoffs, but that guy literally, maybe threw 3 passes at USC, backing up Palmer and Leinart, then gets drafted on the passes like a backup quarterback, finally plays, and then literally just gets, traded to the Chiefs, then, signs with the Vikings, just literally bouncing around, probably has, $100 million.
If I'm not mistaken, I think he might have been the first quarterback in NFL history to throw for 400 yards and something like 65 rushing yards in a game. And they did that, and they were like, oh, Tom who? What's going on? And then they didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah,
at 11-5.
Because it was a wacko year. So.
Yeah, it was. And also, the Browns have sucked my entire adult life, but they went 10-6 or something around that time. They didn't make the playoffs either. So I feel your pain, Patriots fans.
Okay, well, speaking of that, tonight, the draft, dude.
What's going to happen? There's a lot of drama circulating around the top 3 picks right now because there's so many teams that are secretly really, really chomping at the bit to get a quarterback.
Do you think that the Bears take Williams at 1?
From a leverage standpoint, I think they almost have to.
But it's the Bears, so they have 1, 9, and 12 or something like that?
Yeah. So I don't know because they're saying that Caleb Williams is not necessarily a once-in-a-generational talent, but they said he's one of the best prospects.
But also he's a weirdo that's coming out yesterday and today.
Yeah, he is. But do you think maybe with them announcing that they're going to build a new stadium here, I don't know if you saw the renderings of that. Finally, Chicago's going to have an indoor stadium.
Yeah. Well, hey, shocker! The coldest city in the goddamn world.
Well, it's funny because Detroit was the first city that I saw that were just like, you know what? It's fucking cold here. Let's build an indoor stadium. And now they get Final Fours. They get Super Bowls.
Yeah. They get WrestleManias.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's like, yeah, duh, why wouldn't you? Now, with that being said, they did have an indoor stadium before that. But
but that was, Hey, Buffalo Bills, take note of that one.
Please. Well, they're trying to build a new stadium, right?
Yeah, no, they are, but it's going to be an outdoor stadium. What are you doing?
Yeah, I know. How big is your ego? Be like, no, this is Buffalo. We play in 3 feet of snow, and it's like
lake effect snow.
None of the players are from Buffalo. They're like, this sucks.
You're like, fuck.
I mean, Josh Allen did play in Wyoming where it gets freezing cold, but even
Stephon Diggs shooting his way out of town. He's like, no.
I got to get the fuck out of here. I'm not doing this shit anymore. Man, holy crap! But
I think the pass trade out of 3.
I
like
think
even with no Belichick, I mean, if he was still there, obviously they would trade out or draft like some guy from the Naval Academy or some guy, like a D3 rugby player. But I don't know. They're going to get offers. Like I know the Vikings trying to move up. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I know the Vikings are really big into looking at it. We were talking about it before we started recording. Was Adam Schefter was on Rich Eisen's show, and just in the middle of it, he takes a phone call, and he was even like blocking his mouth. It was kind of weird at first. And he immediately went into talking about, I think, the Patriots. So I think the Patriots are really trying to make a move to get in that 3rd spot. I don't think anybody's really counting on Caleb Williams being there, but who's the next big one? Like Jaden Daniels,
Phoenix or
Drake
May.
Yeah. And like to be honest with you, every single time I see like a big draft class of quarterbacks, I never really believe the hype. I always believe that there's like 1 or 2 in there, but it was like the whole when Carson Wentz and Jared Goff got drafted. Now, for what it's worth, Jared Goff has, I think, surpassed any expectations of what was going to happen.
I agree with that one.
At first, I mean, it was great. He goes to a Super Bowl with the Rams, right, and then they get beat by the Patriots 13-3 in that one, which I always thought was a great Super Bowl. I loved it. Just a defensive battle in the middle of the field. It was 2 masterminds, the old coach versus the young coach. And
I watched that game here, and it was banana land because, like, Casey had made bingo cards, right, that literally were like, my wife Megan yells at me was on the bingo card. Someone could have had that. A Prince hologram because he just died. That popped up.
Wow. What year was that, like 2015? Or?
No, it was like 20... I don't know. What year is it today? 2007, right?
No, I worked in an office.
It was like, I want to say it was 20. I don't know.
We're gonna have to look that up.
They played the Rams. Yeah, that's all. I remember that, and it was like somebody had 3-0 on like the first squares, like 3-0, and they just won like every quarter. And I was like, "You motherfucker!"
It's just like son of a bitch. But holy crap, I know you have a ton of hot takes today. I know you want to talk a little bit more about Caitlin Clark, big surprise.
Shoe deal. I want to talk about the Celtics. Fucking.
Yeah. Well, okay. So
wow.
I was here last night at the end of the Celtics game, and Miami hit 23 threes.
23 3-pointers. Hey guys, you might want to cover the 3-point line.
Well,
or Bam Adebayo.
I'll say this: like towards the end, it didn't even look like they were really trying to cover. I think they were just like, you know what. We're going to write this one off. I still think that they're going to win the series 4-1.
Here's the thing: if they don't like close it out in 5, now you're running the risk of Jimmy Butler coming back and being available for Game 6 or 7, and he's a Celtics fucking killer.
Yeah.
So,
but I think it's good for the Celtics to have kind of a lapse like this early on in the playoffs. If you get later on in the playoffs and you have a problem like this against like a good team, they're going to just continue to exploit it. I don't think Miami's disciplined enough to exploit it all that much.
I would rather them get bounced in the first round than go through what they did last year where they just lose in the finals. It is, I don't know, like it's like as a Boston guy, like it sucks because it's like fuck, it's the same shit like every year.
And not only that, like it's kind of a bad. I wouldn't say it's a bad matchup for them, but as the 1 seed, Miami's one of those teams that I wouldn't necessarily want to play first. I mean, I'm confident that they're going to win
I'd
the
rather
series.
play Philly,
Yeah.
Because like the Heat of Celtics killers. So it's like same with the Hawks too.
Dude,
like literally Celtics killers.
And Joel Embiid looks like an old man.
He is. Yeah.
I don't think he's got much more time in the league. The way he's moving
what,
around,
probably at 60%. You think?
maybe it's like his knee is so wrapped. He's moving around really slow, and I don't know what kind of a contract he has right now. I don't know if Philadelphia signed him to a big one, but I don't think he is going to be the future of the franchise because he moves around too much. He gets injured constantly now, and it took that one first injury. That was a fluke because somebody just landed on his leg. It wasn't even like an impact one. And now it seems like every time he had a play the other night where he threw the ball off the backboard and dunked it, and he landed, no contact, and he just started grabbing his knee, went out for the half.
But also, like he's what, 7'1", 0 rebounds in the second half.
Yeah,
against the Knicks. Come on,
I mean, they're all. I know that the NBA is now a total outside game, as opposed to what we used to do, back to the basket.
I was going with a 0.5, 0.4, 0.5.
When you're playing down in the post, it's a lot more banging, but I feel like it's a lot less impact on your joints and your legs and your hips. And
but he's hanging at the elbow and the 3-point line.
I know, and he's constantly spinning around and jumping. I'm watching it, and I know it was just a small sample size, but I'm just like, Joel Embiid is
but
not
also,
the
hey,
answer.
was that a timeout or not?
It had to have been.
Yeah,
he
was looking at the ref, and he was like, "Hey,
Nick Nurse is their coach, or he was call it twice."
Yeah, and the guy's like, "No."
Yeah,
he should have ran on the court, got like technical foul, just to stop the clock, punched a fan or somebody,
Did you see the end of the Lakers Denver game?
Yeah, men.
Here's how good Denver is. They looked like shit the entire game, but they still managed to keep it a game.
They're hanging around,
and
that's the thing.
Jamal Murray might be the best, good regular season player that just steps into the playoffs. Is like, I got this. I'm going to be a superstar now.
Just coasting all season and be like,
yeah,
all right,
really is. Especially against somebody like LeBron, and LeBron walked out of the press conference.
He looks old.
He does.
Yeah, not just with the we make fun about him with the hair and stuff. He looks old. When he goes to the bench, he sits there. He looks old. Yeah, and that's 20 plus years of
21st season that he's in.
But think about how many game sevens each round did he go through? How many? That's a lot of wear and tear on a body, man.
Yeah, and it's just all the miles, and he talks about it on JJ Redick's podcast. Have you watched that?
Yeah,
it's actually pretty good. I think it's good for a basketball player to watch it, but I feel like if somebody's not, they do try to break it down and make it simple for people that don't watch basketball, but I'm watching it going, they're just going to lose all the...
That guy is not a fan of Doc Rivers.
No, not at all. But you could just... I don't know how he does it. I really don't know how LeBron goes from... all his workouts, the games, the practices.
Fucking cryo chambers, dude. Yeah, that tonal commercial he's in.
Mm-hmm. Another podcast. And, yeah, he's worth $1 billion, but at the same time, what's he going to do when basketball ends?
Space Jam 3.
Ugh. I didn't even see Space Jam 2.
Me neither. Everybody get up. It's a Space Jam.
But anyway, they are favored by 1.5 tonight against Denver. And it's in L.A., I believe. Because the first two were in Denver.
Denver all day. Denver money line. I bet it's like an even money line, too.
Yeah, well,
I haven't even looked, but... Yeah.
Well, here's the thing, though. Jokic doesn't have his firepower now. His brother, there's no way they're going to let him in this game. Did you see him in the stands? Yeah. I watched the story.
Am I his brother?
I don't know, but the guy is nuts. They're huge. They're punching people in the face.
Yeah, they're
from
the Eastern Bloc.
They're from he's Serbian, right?
Yeah.
And you've seen how those Serbian basketball games go.
Yeah, or whatever the country's called today.
Okay, so the brothers aren't going to be at the game, so maybe the Lakers do steal a game tonight. I think LeBron is going to be super pissed. Anthony Davis complaining about how he deserves to have a Defensive Player of the Year, but
if you were Davis, do you regret not staying in New Orleans? Because now you have.
No, I mean because he won a championship, and I'm trying to think. With that trade, was that when Anthony Davis went to the Lakers? Was that the package that sent Brandon Ingram to New Orleans?
Yeah, with a Caldwell Pope trade exception and
weird because I think Brandon Ingram he's obviously playing great, and I think he was a little bit overhyped when he came out of college because so many people were comparing him to Kevin Durant because of his build and everything.
Yeah, but he didn't have no handle.
Yeah, completely different player. Now he's developed into a great facilitator. Even with Zion Williamson out, he is controlling everything on the floor. They have that what's the little dude's name? Alvarado that comes in and steals the ball. He's tough. He's good.
Puerto Rico will stab you.
Yeah, and I want Williamson to come back. That's another guy that too much impact on that big body.
But like the way like all these like the scheduling is that it's so drawn out that like you could see him like at the end. It was like like a hamstring or something. Yeah.
Yeah. It just to me,
or indigestion because you fucking eat so much.
It's making me believe that the NBA season is just way too long now. The last 2 seasons, I've watched the end of the regular season. I'm like, this is terrible. And then the playoffs start. I'm like, this is actually good quality basketball.
Your Cavs, that Magic. Whoa, that's a chippy little series, huh?
It's not too shabby.
That is like fucking Knicks Heat back in the day, '90s style.
Yeah, to me this Cavs team reminds me of the 2000 Wizards teams. That had like Gilbert Arenas and stuff. They're like a good, solid team, but they're just not.
Guns on the plane. Yeah.
I'm going to say it like I said it last year. My highest expectations for them will be make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, and they should get out of the first round this year. But I have no expectations once they get through this round because they would have to play probably the Celtics, right?
Yeah.
Because they're the 4-5, and then they're 1-8. So yeah, they would play the Celtics after this. Cavs are not taking down the Celtics.
I know the East is wild. Like whoever comes out of the West, I feel is going to win. But
yeah, I think so. It's going to be whoever stays healthy enough. So, well, we have a lot of other stuff that we have to hop into.
We've not even touched on hockey yet.
Yep, we'll get into that here in a little bit.
We have to sign some autographs.
Yeah, we have to sign some autographs and take some pictures and kiss the babies. So.
Well, you were late today, so it's.
Well, I had to wait for all the fans. I had to get through all the fans that were waiting for me at the door.
I'm not going to even make a joke there.
Nope, there is no joke to make. So we will take a little break and hop back into it.
We'll be right back.
Hey, and welcome back to Two Dudes Sitting at a Sports Bar podcast.
Hang on. For like how many times have you done that? Snap the thing, and you're still terrible at it.
I don't understand what makes you good at doing it. I think he's doing an all right job. I don't know what it's supposed to sound like.
Me neither. But I mean, I don't know. Not that.
All I know is he hasn't cut off a finger yet. He's not bleeding.
It's still early, so
it gets the job done. So, cheers. First off, we didn't know on that first segment.
Yeah. Ooh, cinnamon.
Very nice. All right, so hopping back into it, one of the things that we were going to talk about last week that we didn't hop into was there was news about Arizona making this amazing complex, all for the Coyotes. This amazing, just huge property, hundreds of millions of dollars, probably billions of dollars, and then the next day, we're going to move to Utah.
What? Okay, ready? This is what blew my mind. What year do you think that the Coyotes came into existence?
Well, I had to think about this, and I feel like it's been at least 20 years. Even though I don't follow hockey all that much. Were they
1996?
Holy shit!
Yeah,
I was 10 years old when that happened.
So almost 30 years ago, 28.
Wow, yeah. 28 years ago. Were they originally called the Coyotes when they moved out there, or were they like a different franchise?
No, they were an expansion.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
I think so. Have they?
No, because the Nordiques went to Colorado, the Whalers went to North Carolina, the Thrashers went to Winnipeg.
Where were the Thrashers out of originally? Was that
Atlanta?
Atlanta. Oh, shoot. See, that's how far behind in hockey I am. And now Utah is getting a team
with from a business standpoint, Utah HC, hockey club, I get that because
is that what they're going to call it
for right now? Because they can rebrand it and then sell more merch the next year as a different entity.
Yeah, I don't blame them for that. And I liked it when they were doing all that shit. I liked it when Washington did it, the Washington football team.
Yeah.
I thought that the Indians should have done that and just gone with the Cleveland Baseball Club. I don't know. I kind of like it. I think from a merchandise standpoint, it's
a money grab. It is because you just rebrand it and sell the same shit to the same people over and over again.
Do you know if they're going to change their mascot? Are they still going to stay the Utah Coyotes or
no? They're going to be the Utah
Mormons.
Yeah,
the Utah BYUs.
How pissed would you be if you're on the Coyotes living in Glendale, Arizona? party central, Waste Management Open, like Super Bowls.
Well,
party girls from ASU.
It depends.
And now you go to Utah, where you literally cannot order a drink in a bar unless you're sitting down and ordering food.
Well, are these hockey players that are on Arizona? Are these guys from like Russia?
No,
are they all American hockey players?
No, they're all just regular NHL guys.
Are they Canadians?
That are golfing. Like, you're playing a terrible team. You're not making the playoffs. You are golfing like most of the year in Arizona.
True.
Hanging out in awesome weather, and now you're going to fucking Utah?
I feel like if I was a hockey guy, Salt Lake City would be a little bit more relatable, climate-wise.
Well, yeah, but let's be real. Like, come on.
Property value in Salt Lake City.
You have $1 million, and you're living the lifestyle. You're golfing in the off season. You're
still
partying. You're young, and now it's like, oh,
you're still a quick plane trip over to Vegas. That's not too bad.
Not as quick.
Yeah, it absolutely blew me away, and the fact that Arizona put out this big presentation that even I saw, and then they moved the next day, I'm like, what the hell was that all about?
Well, they had to like buy the land like at an auction. Is that what it was, or something like that?
It was something really strange.
Yeah, it was.
And then they're like, moving to Utah, we're out. See you later.
Yeah.
So, sorry, Arizona fans, but is that a big hockey town where they really?
No,
Yeah.
and that was the problem. They were getting like 3,000 people a game.
I mean, I originally said that about Vegas, but Vegas went to the Stanley Cup Finals their first year.
Vegas is fantastic to
Yeah.
watch. They are like literally, they like don't even play defense. They're going to outshoot you 100 to like.
I love it. They're the run and gun offense of hockey.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that, and it was.
It's like the Showtime Lakers on the ice.
When they first introduced them as, outside of the Aces, I know you and Casey have a little handshake with that. I won't mess it up for you guys. But when the Aces first started their franchise in Vegas, everybody was saying I'm like, Vegas isn't a sports town. Like, it's not. And while I lived out there, I knew tons of people that have been locals there. And they said
it is a destination that, like, you're going through a bachelor party or whatever. You go for the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
You can catch a Bruins game. Like, so I used to go to D.C. all the time to literally watch the Celtics play on a Friday against the Wizards, and then the Capitals play the Bruins on a Saturday. Fly home Sunday.
Yep. But here's the thing is, like, all of these casinos have boxes and things like that they give to their high rollers, and the T-Mobile Arena is awesome. Yeah. And once they kind of established that and saw how good of all sports hockey can be out there, I think then they were like, okay, maybe it's time to get an NBA team out here if they can behave themselves during the All-Star break. And
well, we'll see. I mean, NBA probably know, but, like, what's going on with the A's is going to be interesting. With
the Sacramento A's.
The lateral move. Yeah.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
That
was a total money grab, and there's nothing you could tell me otherwise. It's just like, hey, we're going to get a baseball team. We're going to take this classic team that has played in Oakland that you naturally think about with the colors and Oakland and the football field on the baseball field, and we're moving to Vegas.
Like growing up, like, I hated it, but now, like, looking back on it, I kind of miss, like, the dual use, like Candlestick Park or Joe Robbie Stadium. It was Marlins and Dolphins. Like, you literally, it's like, oh, he's at second base and the 20-yard line.
Yeah, and I miss the shitty stadiums.
So do I. I miss aluminum benches and freezing my ass off in fucking Foxborough.
I feel like they were all built perfectly. It was what it was. And now you get to the point now where the newest one that I heard about is Milwaukee, which used to be called Miller Park. I think they renamed it since. Yeah. I visited that in 2017, and they had just built that place like 20 years ago, and now they're in talks of blowing that up and making a new stadium. Like,
that's like new.
It's brand new.
Yeah.
And it was exactly what Atlanta did too.
And what the Rangers did too. Same thing.
Atlanta built a brand new stadium for the 96 Olympics, and then they just built now, to their credit, they did build a really nice stadium, but it's like, just stick with a classic stadium, for fuck's sake. It's going to be, even the Yankees had to do it, but.
Yeah, but.
Can you imagine a new Fenway Park?
No, because that thing is like shoehorned into where it is.
Yep.
And
nothing you can do about it.
No, it's like literally there's like a highway, like the Magic Turnpike, a rail yard. Yeah, and then like just condos everywhere next to it.
And they don't want to. Or like even Wrigley Field, they'll never, ever get rid of it. And it's like, just make improvements to the current stadium, make it historic. No, they're just going to, they all want to blow it up. And, Cleveland's doing it right now, which is now, it's like called progressive field at progressive, and it just says progressive all over the fucking stadium.
Yeah. It just like the Anaheim Angels brought to you by.
It's like we got it. We got it. it's not going to make me change my insurance holder, but
The Cleveland Indians doing baseball, DBA doing baseball as Guardians.
their biggest thing this year is they replaced all the seats. They made them all blue instead of green.
No, the big thing they took out all those like fucking shipping containers or whatever. In the outfield, the Guardians did, yeah. And now a day game right now. So the Red Sox playing the Guardians right now. It is a home run derby during the days, apparently. From what I've seen, like according to Twitter, that when the wind is blowing a certain direction, it is just bomb city.
Yeah, what are they talking about to like right field? Because
Yeah,
I know that
wherever they took out those like boxes or
Yep.
whatever, and it's just open.
Yeah, that's
like,
right
now
field.
the wind just blows it that way.
because back in the day they used to sell out all the games, but right field there is essentially like it's like Yankee Stadium, where it's like just a dream for a left-hander, or if you're Derek Jeter, that hits the other way. But yeah, they have the mini monster out there in left field, which that's only 19 feet. I don't know how big the
35.
35?
Yeah.
but yeah, it's not a bad stadium to go to. I'm sick of all the advertising that goes into it.
Do you think that Andy will spring for us to go to like every baseball stadium, or no, like a road trip?
I would absolutely love that.
Yeah.
I kind of did that when I drove because I've been to. Well, I finally went to Fenway for the first time in 2021, Labor Day, and I sat on the right field side and basically cooked to death by the fifth inning.
I would say, yeah. Like, how sunburned were you? And where are you facing? Left field? Where you couldn't see anything?
Yeah, well, we were on the we were right by the pesky pole.
Yeah.
Because when we came in, I was looking at the field, and I was shocked because Chris Sale was starting. I was like, holy shit! I'm like, we picked a good game to come to. So I'm watching it. We missed the first pitch.
That's like a fucking solar eclipse, a Chris Sale start.
And then we sat down, and I look 10 feet to my right, and I'm like, oh shit, there it is. And somebody handed me because they knew I was
a pen. Yeah, did you write on it? I was going to say, did you write on the pole?
They handed me a Sharpie, and everybody was just like, yeah, you got to go write your name on it.
Bene was here. You should have wrote two dudes in a yeah.
Well, we didn't exist yet.
Oh my god,
it didn't exist. This was 2021.
Let's go.
But yeah, no, I'm all about it. But here's the problem now: is if we go and visit every single MLB stadium, by the time we get done, half of them are going to get demolished, and we're going to have to go and find another one.
Then we start over again.
Yeah, that's true.
What if we don't tell Andy, and then we just give him a receipt at the end for like all the flights and tickets and stuff like that?
It's all a write-off.
It would be like, oh yeah, here you go. Ooh, might want to keep that one.
He also says spare no expense, so maybe we could dabble in that. I'm all for this. I like big changes and things like that. So
I say scam might don't make money, so let's go.
There we go.
You know. Anyway, so literally, I'm surprised. So there's 2 on, 1 out right now in the first inning. So
I used to love these day games. When I lived, I
love day games, dude.
When I lived and worked downtown Cleveland, when they had when they had travel days, I would take a half day off from work, and the best one that I ever went to was every time the Yankees played in town. Downtown Cleveland would get littered with Yankees fans. They'd be everywhere. So eventually, I asked them. I was just like. I'm like, do you guys just have like a lot of family? Do you guys enjoy it? And
it's like Baltimore with the Red Sox. It's
they told
easy
me
to get to, cheaper than the stadium. Yeah,
they said we can come for a 3-game series with travel, with hotels. They said it's cheaper than going to one game at Yankee Stadium.
Right, Camden Yards, Red Sox South, dude. Yeah,
and luckily, like because of New York City, finding regional flights to and from New York, they're like $90. So I can't blame them at all.
Brother. You know,
I really can't blame them at all. So once I saw that, I was like, okay. So I'll wait until like the shitty teams come and play. That way, I could sit front row for $7 and
like literally like a day game too, like a businessman special.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I am obsessed with trying to get daytime NHL hockey playoff games, like a 2:00 Rangers Capitals.
Please explain. I gotta.
No. So like daytime baseball, but it's playoffs. But NHL, literally 1:00 in the afternoon start. Not on a Saturday, Sunday, on a weekday, on like a Wednesday.
I'd be all for it. I know that the TV ratings would probably be a little off, but
I bet you sell that out in 1 second with like corporate people, and then also I bet the TV ratings, because it'd be so like just out of the box, that it would be like, hey, we're gonna go and watch this.
Well, selfishly, I would love that just so we could broadcast something during the day. I mean, obviously, now that we have baseball on, that's a little bit different. You get daytime NBA playoffs sometimes.
Soccer during the day here. I'm a big soccer guy. Liverpool kicking away the Premier League. Oh, my God. What the fuck? They're like, literally, they were in first place, and now they're going to, like, just... Blah.
Just letting it go. Well, who's taking over the Premier League now? Who's
Arsenal? Not Liverpool, but like Arsenal. Like Liverpool lost to fucking Everton yesterday. Like they're hated. arch rival.
I don't even know what the rivalries are in that. Coming up, the only ones that I knew about were Manchester, Liverpool. Manchester City, when I was coming up, wasn't even like a thought.
Oh, they are now.
Yeah, they're here, and they ain't going nowhere.
They have money, so... but like anytime daytime sports, like even like the Cubs, like they are like permanently like daytime people. Cleveland, shit ton of daytime games, by the way. Your boys.
They do. And it's because a lot of teams want to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah. so it's flight based.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's just like, all right,
we're playing in Florida tomorrow. We gotta go.
And Cleveland's one of those airports that you can get to, I don't know, an hour before your flight leaves, and you're still fine because they're just like, all right, we know we got more people coming.
Not here.
About it. Yeah. No, they're coming. They're gonna leave too. Plus, the airport in Cleveland isn't even downtown. It's like down in the suburbs, so you have to drive away from it. So you're not gonna run into any traffic. It's fine. Nobody gives a shit. But now the Browns are thinking about moving their stadium to the suburbs.
Is that a new one, though, too? Like, that's pretty new.
That was 19... They started building it in 97 after they moved. And they built it in 99. And even when I was a little kid, I was looking at it going, why would you build an outdoor stadium right on the lake? It's like, it's our identity.
Am I that old that 1997 is new to me? Like...
97 is on the cusp of being old to me because I remember the Indians made the World Series, lost to Florida... And it was just that run of all those good Cleveland baseball teams.
Yeah, the Jim Thome,
the Cavs were horrendous. They were terrible.
Yeah, they had Ricky Davis. We talked about this last week.
Yep. Yeah, they had those awful uniforms, that light blue. I think that was like the end of Mark Price's career there. Just, yeah. It wasn't necessarily a good time to be a Cleveland sports fan.
Who was Bob Sura? We were talking about that guy
Bobby
for a while.
Sura, who participated in the dunk contest that weekend.
I think he's dead. He's still alive right now.
No, you're thinking of Bobby Phills. Because he got into that car race with David Wesley.
Former Celtic David Wesley. Number 4 in your program, number 1 in that race.
Oh, God, yeah.
Bad joke.
No, I thought it was a good joke. But, yeah, they're just demolishing stadiums left and right. And guess what? They get all the funding from the city because they promised to rebuild the infrastructure around it. And I found out today because of the article that I read with the Chicago Bears is I didn't know that the NFL actually gave out loans in order to do that.
Yeah, but if you're like one of like the part of the club kind of loans, like teams like the
what do you mean, like the old school,
like the hey, like you're a key market and so you ain't going anywhere. You're not going to threaten to.
So you're thinking like the Arizona Cardinals?
Yeah, then yeah.
Well, they're
not part of that club.
They're already playing a giant toaster anyway.
Like the Rams, like going back and forth.
Yeah.
St. Louis like 5 times from LA.
All right.
Yeah. The Raiders. Yeah.
Right.
No.
All right, Rams. Where do you guys want to play this year?
I hate to say, even the past like probably aren't part of that club, but it's probably the Cowboys, Bears, Packers.
Well, and here's the thing, though. I would say the
Steelers, Giants, Jets. Like it is
the Pats have a stadium that I would say it's essential that it's outside. It's just when people think of like playoffs and cold weather and everything like that, I feel like New England is one of those spots that they can play in because you guys do get snow and cold weather, but it's not like ridiculous. Same with Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh does get the swirling winds, though.
Yeah, but it's not Green Bay. You know.
Yeah.
It's not Chicago.
Yeah, and they'll never wreck that stadium. Not Green Bay. That one will stay. Do you remember when they had to quit playing at the Minneapolis' dome? What was it called back in the day?
The Metrodome.
The Metrodome.
Yeah, because the roof collapsed.
The roof collapsed, which was a scary fucking video. So they had to play at the University of Minnesota.
Yeah.
And it literally was like playing in Buffalo. They had to shovel all the snow off the field every single day, and then they had that playoff game against Seattle. And what's-his-name missed a 22-yard field goal. And it was so fucking cold outside, and I was so mad because I hated Richard Sherman. That was in the prime of the Seattle, and now I love him.
Legion of Boom, dude. Brandon Browner, fucking Richard Sherman.
I just remember when that happened, I was so pissed. And then when the Patriots won the Super Bowl against Seattle, it was the only time I was a big-time Pats fan. It was the one time that I was just like, fuck yeah.
I was working at Canal Bay, and there were maybe 5 people at the bar, and Cottons was bartending. Our friend Mike Cottons was bartending, and literally, we were closing up, and literally the pick happened, and not even from the bar, from like a room like adjacent to the bar, all you hear was fucking yeah, like some just guy that was staying in one of the like villas, like right directly like where Zozo's is now.
Yep.
Like that bar, like one of the rooms, like right like behind the scuba shop there. he goes, fucking yeah. He goes, he goes, I fucking told you. Yeah.
It was still one of the craziest interceptions I've ever seen. I've never seen one like that before where he caught it with the contact, jumped the route.
Yeah.
That they actually...
They knew we were going to do it. Yeah.
They practiced against it during the week. I think they, whoever the defensive coordinator was, said that they practiced it like 2 or 3 times over the course of the week, and they just could not get the timing on it. They said every time that he would come in, the first guy would get picked off, and it was just an easy slant to run. So I really can't. I can, but I don't really blame Seattle for running that play. I think at that point of the game, it's like, you know what, fuck it, nothing bad's going to happen, and he just was ready for it, cut it, and he.
I bet like 99 times out of 100 that's a touchdown. You know,
it has to be
the one time that
was the one time that you just put all your money on one of the tables or numbers on the table, the roulette table, and it hit.
Yeah,
and Tom Brady went
that's
nuts.
a green 00. Like
and Richard Sherman just went, oh, yeah, that was nuts.
That was great for me. So yeah,
and then after that, I always bet on the Patriots. I bet on them with the 28-3 game.
So did I. Man, me doing Bartosh, dude, we fucking cleaned up.
I was rooting for them when Philadelphia beat them because, let's just be honest,
how happy do you think I was with the Patriots winning that game? No,
the 28-3 game?
Now that you know my sandwich history with...
God.
Dude.
Did you feel... Did you feel like...
I was doing boners.
You got a little bit
6
back?
to midnight, man. Like, I was just...
Oh, in a year that Matt Ryan wins MVP, they're up 28-3.
I could buy 2,000 sandwiches with the amount of money I probably won on that game.
Just name them the Matt.
Yeah. I'm gonna buy the guy a T-shirt. So, yeah.
But we still have the draft tonight, and I have a lot to think about with that one. My Browns still don't have a first-round pick.
I would say, yeah. Are you guys gonna move up or what?
Probably
not. I don't think you need to.
Right now, they're projected to pick. I don't remember if it's an offensive lineman or a defensive lineman first, but it's like the 57th pick. So I'm not even worried about it.
I think you're fine. I saw the Steelers aren't going to pick up Joseph Fields' option.
I don't blame. It's a $25 million fifth-year option, and it's just like, nah, you're going to have to prove something to us first, buddy.
I cannot fucking believe that the Pats. So the Pats traded Mac Jones for a 6th-round pick, right? 2 days later, the Bears trade Justin fucking Fields for a 6th-round pick. And like literally weeks ago on this podcast, I was screaming about the Pats should trade the 3 pick to the Bears for Justin Fields. So you tell me.
You think that'd be good for you guys, getting Justin Fields?
It's better than Jacoby Brissett, or you fucking know the Pats are either trading out of this pick or they're going to draft like someone stupid like a fucking rugby player.
No, this is the first year that they actually have to like make a splash with their pick. They have to pick somebody electrifying.
Yeah,
like who's the MVP right now of the Pats?
The salary cap, like because they have like.
Is Mac Jones still under contract with?
No, he's on Jacksonville now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they traded him for a 6th-round pick.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, you just said that.
Yeah. Who you me forgetting stuff?
But what's going to happen with Zappy?
Back up, like they signed Brissett for a former Patriot, but
it'll be.
I don't know. Like, it's going to be a wild first round.
It'll be an interesting shakeup, but at the same time, everybody's still chasing Kansas City. Everybody in the West is still chasing. I don't know who's good on the West or in the NFC. San Fran,
Philly.
Philly loses Jason
Dallas.
Kelce.
This is their year.
Could be
said everybody every year.
Is Dak Prescott in another contract year?
I think so.
What do you think they do?
They still have who's the Trey?
Trey Lance.
Yeah, he's still there. Yeah,
they're calling him one of the biggest busts in NFL history. We'll see.
He's no Bosworth, so
he's out of the Niners organization, and all I know is as soon as they got rid of him, they were ecstatic. But I don't know. I think this year in the NFL, there's going to be a little bit of changing of the guard. I don't see Kansas City being as dominant as they used to be. I think they're starting to cruise a little bit right now, and
they're going to be in cap hell probably the next 2 years, probably. Like they.
Well, yeah, because they already had to restructure Mahomes' contract.
I bet Kelsey retires, but that's going to be a lot of dead money. I feel like.
You think Kelsey's going to retire?
Yeah, probably next year or two. Yeah.
I don't know.
He's older than you think, man.
Yeah.
He's like late 30s.
Well, he really had to get himself established in the league before he became dominant. He wasn't one of those guys that immediately came out was just like, I'm
he's
here.
no Gronk, Beeman.
Which Gronk is still. I found out Gronk is like 33
Yeah.
or 34 years
How
old.
maddening is that he's younger than us?
It's. I feel like he's been around for like 20 years.
But he hasn't. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
I know.
You know?
It's nuts. He's just been relevant for that long.
How about Gronk during COVID? I saw an article of this that he had to send workouts to the Bucks, right?
So he would just change his shirt.
And did all the workouts on one day, and then every Tuesday would just send the video with a different outfit on.
I think that's
And he'd
fantastic.
be like in Cancun. Yeah.
That is fantastic. He's one of those guys that can pull it off, though, because he's
super like a fox, you know?
such a strange talent.
Yeah.
Well, should we take a little
take
break?
a break then.
Take a
Come
little
back
break
and
and
wrap
hop
up.
back in.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I feel like we're missing. Well, we still haven't gotten to Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
Which I know you got a hot take on
takes.
that. And there's a couple other things that you were
hockey. You're not a hockey guy, but I can go into
but
that.
still, I'll let you just go
You
off.
let me roll.
I'll let you riff.
Baseball. I don't know, a little slice of life maybe segment.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm all about it.
okay.
We'll be right back.
Champions League, yeah.
And welcome back to Two Dudes Sitting at a Sports Bar podcast.
I didn't know we had started without Andy slapping the.
Well, he had to bounce. Were you waiting for the slap?
Kind of. That's like my cue. You know.
I do it, but it's all the way over there, and I don't feel like getting up and slapping it over here. But
It's too hot. It's too hot. Summer's here already.
yeah, and
you know?
once again, it's one of those parts of the podcast that Casey would always say, if you've been watching this long, you're probably not going to miss that little.
Yeah, unless you're a lawyer of the DOJ. No one's watching this long.
Well, while we were on break, the first home run was finally hit out of right field.
I told
and
you. Yeah.
You said one. Cheers. You said you had a hot take about this pitcher.
Okay, hang on one second. Back in the day, right? If you were playing baseball and a kid showed up wearing remember like the Phyton, like the Phyton, whatever, like the necklaces that were like give you like ionic energy or whatever.
What, did they change color or something? Or
I have no, but it was like you could wear it on your wrist or like your neck.
was it some sort of a crystal or something? Or
Yeah, it was something like that. Anyway, the pitcher is wearing one right now, and I've not seen one of these in fucking 20 years.
I don't have any kind of a hot take on that because the only time that I've ever seen a dispute with jewelry from a pitcher was when
No, this is like a bozo, like a fucking ion bracelet, like from a fucking infomercial. Like this guy's rocking around his neck.
Well, when you're going to pitch in Cleveland, regardless of how good or bad the Indians are or Guardians are, he's probably wearing it so he gets out of town safely.
Well, I mean, but growing up, like when I was a teenager, that playing baseball, if you saw like an opposing player with that on and that fucking orange bat, like there was a aluminum bat. Yeah,
I remember those.
You were cooked. Like you knew you were gonna lose today. You know.
Well, yeah, especially at that age. Like when you played against kids whose parents had money, they had all the equipment.
Yeah, they get a
They were
fucking
taking
ion, like metal, like whatever the fuck they are bracelets. And,
batting lessons.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Or like a TPX, like one of those bats.
My God,
Yeah.
it was. Trying to think. Everything was the Easton bats.
I'm blanking on this like bat that the joke is going to be about, but Steven might know. But it was orange and it was like a stealth, like or something like that, and it was like literally like a 34, like 22, you know, and had that good ding. Yeah. So anyway, you were cooked if you saw that bat and this guy's necklace on the opposing team.
My best bat, and I don't remember why. I remember the dimensions of it, but it was a 30-20, I think. And
That's illegal. Oh, and no.
Well, it was a minus 10 because you had to be. When I started playing high school ball, everything had to be minus. I want to say.
I would say 8.
I think it was minus 5 in Ohio. And for those of you guys that don't know what we're talking about, it was the length compared to the weight of the bat. So if it was a 30-inch bat, it had to be like a 30-25, or it was.
You were far too tall to be swinging a 30-inch bat, dude.
I was gangly. Especially
Doesn't
the last.
matter. That's even worse.
It was,
you know?
but then I started using. It was when you got to that age where guys started getting the fat barrels, and anything that they hit was just like,
yeah, fucking cooked.
Yeah, you're done, absolutely
Smoke
done. So I always missed the light ones, and my favorite one was an orange and black bat. I don't know why. but the thing just popped. And you were right. Anybody that showed up with a new bat that had like a good one,
like literally peeling the plastic off in the parking lot, dude. You were like, "Fuck, we're dead." You're gonna get slaughtered so hard.
Yeah, and I don't even know anymore because now they're using all the big white bats, and I don't know what
cedar or whatever. Yeah, ash.
No idea what a good bat is anymore. But that's how long I've been out of the game. I haven't touched a bat in 22 years.
You could throw a fucking beach ball at me, and I probably couldn't even hit it. You know,
with a tennis racket.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's well, maybe if we ever venture up to the States, we'll go to a batting cage and see if we can hit like the 30-mile-an-hour cage.
Home run derby. Let's go. Let's go to the new ballpark right over there. Do a home run derby.
Now, I did play in a couple of softball leagues once I got out of college.
The old man softball league. Yeah, I'm all about that.
It was a co-ed league.
Oh,
so it was tough. You had to be able to place, we'll just say, certain players on your team.
I was say we'd put the women second base, catcher.
The manager of our team.
Was dating one of the people? Ooh.
No, but it was her team, so she got to place everybody where they wanted to be. So naturally, I told her, I was like, put me at first base. I'm like, nobody's going to be able to throw accurately. I'm like, I'm a big target.
Dude, I was the same way, man.
She puts me at third.
The hot corner?
Mm-hmm. Which I wasn't bad at, but then she put this other guy at shortstop. And actually an okay athlete, but he played so far back that anybody that hit a grounder by the time it got to him, it was done.
Yeah, you don't get any pepper on that softball either across the diamond. So, did you have a quirky team name or what?
No, we ended up wearing just goofy clothes when we'd start going there. Bring a cooler of beer. We smoked like 30 cigarettes in between innings. That was the fun part about it. And then we go to another local bar, smoke another 30 cigarettes, drink like 9 beers, take 10 shots. And this was on like a Thursday, so we'd have to be back in the office the next day. Not too bad. When you're 23 years old, it was a fun time to drink.
After the games, we would go back to the bar that sponsored us, and literally I'd be like, "Can I get an appetizer, sampler combo, and a pitcher?" And then they thought it was for the entire table. I go, "No, this is for me. This is for me."
That's exactly what we did in our kickball league.
No, but that was just for me. I go, "Anybody else want anything?"
No, you're spot on because we used to play we got sponsored by Harry Buffalo, so they gave us, I remember
Coop's Bar and Grill was our guy.
It was red jerseys, and it had like the Harry Buffalo symbol on it. We all had our own numbers and everything, and it was immediately go thereafter, and this was also on a Thursday night, and it was the same thing. You get your own pitcher of beer, and it was like, I don't know, $3 or something like that. Not the penny pitchers that Andy was talking about the one day, but it was like a $3 pitcher, appetizer sampler, spot on.
There's nothing in this bar that costs a penny, trust me.
No, not down here. Maybe in the States, but no, you're 100% right. But we actually won that league, and that was another co-ed league. That was fun. But it was also a pain in the ass because I get done with work. I'm like, last thing I want to do is fucking play kickball. Yeah. It's like, let's just go to the bar. Why don't we just go to the bar? I know they're sponsoring us, but let's just...
Oh, we lost. Forfeit. That still counts as a loss.
And I remember I finally got to the age where they were just like, hey, we're going to start up the new... they're going to do the kickball league again. I was like, nah. I'm like, I'll meet you at the bar afterwards.
Have you played kickball here?
No.
No, it is wild.
I heard that there's been some animosity amongst the teams.
Yeah, well, back in the day, there used to be like a dodgeball league in the parking lot of Slim's. That was like...
In the parking lot?
Yeah, like...
Oh, God.
Wild.
I can't imagine, like, skinning your knee and scraping yourself up in that parking lot.
Or, like, getting hit by, like, a 70-mile-an-hour fucking dodgeball in the face.
Yeah.
At 11 p.m.
Yeah, I know. I'm good. I think I'll avoid that.
Yeah, there's softball, there's volleyball. There used to be like a floor hockey thing. There's been a lot of like random things that get started up here that never.
I will say this though,
fruition, that never like pick up steam and keep going.
Yeah, volleyball leagues are fun. I played an indoor and outdoor when I was back up in the States. Ironically, all of them were at bars. That was the best part about it. Was no matter what, you were at the bar, so you could drink in between the games. The only time we didn't drink was during like tournaments. When tournaments were for money, especially if you got to the playoffs, you're like, all right, shit, now I got to sit here and watch everybody else get trashed. Those were actually a lot of fun, but I could start to feel my body breaking apart at that time at the end when I was just I'm getting too old for this shit.
Literally a awesome blossom of fun facts and sports you've played. I just peel away another layer. Like you just went softball, kickball, volleyball.
Volleyball, I actually got pretty decent. I was a good golfer at one time too, but I have not golfed in like 4 years.
What's your handicap? Mine's golf.
When mine's getting to a podcast on time.
We know.
But no, like at my best, because me and my friends would golf at least twice a weekend. Sometimes we'd shoot 9 during the week. I was shooting in the low 80s consistently. like pretty consistently.
On 9 holes? Yeah.
Yeah. Now, but we were shooting from the whites. We weren't shooting from the blues. We weren't shooting from the blacks. Yeah. Obviously not the reds, but we were shooting from the whites. So you're talking about 6,500 yards as opposed to like 7,200 yards.
Humble brag right there, folks. Wow.
But yeah, I was. If we shot during the summertime 20 rounds, I would say 2 of them would be in the 70s. And then I would drink about 70 beers on the course too. So that you'd always have to shotgun one.
I want to call you on this so bad that you're full of shit, but you actually might be super good at golf. I'm trepidatious to.
It's telling you
to
golf,
make a bet right there.
The more you play, the better you get because it's all the short game. Like I could still hit it straight, I could still hit it long and everything like that. But you put me around a putting green right now, be awful, be absolutely awful.
I feel like we have some sort of challenge coming up.
I think we could. You guys can record me. You could. I have.
No. Like me. Like we just.
Were you a good golfer?
I was out there. I was hacking. So I was in a league. It was the old boys Dorchester league. That's like, oh, your brother's a firefighter. Like, what house does he want to go to? We saw the academy. One of those leagues. So, like oh, hey, who do you like from Mayor? Kind of league.
I never got into one of the leagues. My dad was always in.
You're probably gonna have to delete this. That part I said it right there, but yeah.
I don't think anybody's going to worry about that. We also did a bowling league too, so chalk that one on there.
I was in a bowling league too.
Another one that took place at a bar.
Candlepin or the fat
regular.
guys?
It was regular. It was the regular ones. Yeah. You seem like you'd be a good bowler. You got those big hands. You could probably.
I'm a fantastic bowler.
You could probably hold a 16-pound ball without a problem.
Ask Felix.
You got a friend right there.
It's our guy, Larry Lizard. So when I bowl like this. Like, I don't know why.
Do you do the underhand?
No, I do that with the
backspin.
backspin. I've never seen Felix so mad in my life. Our buddy. We were over at the St. Thomas place.
When it used to be Chicken and Bowling?
Chicken and Bowling, right? And
that's closed now. Once I got used to it and loved it.
Like, it was just like literally the slow, like retarded, like just.
Did you just say retarded?
Retarded guy. Literally. I was like, oh, hey, Felix, think I pick this up? It was like a knuckleball, essentially.
Yeah, but I mean,
and he'd be so mad.
Were you rolling strikes or were you just closing out the frame?
No, dude, I was fucking rolling 9s and 10s, brother.
Well, there you go. Were you closing out the frames though?
Yeah, dude.
And what were you bowling? Was he using the form properly and one leg up?
I was so cocky. I was letting him pick the ball that I would roll with.
But like seriously though, you have huge hands.
So do you? Yeah.
No, I don't have huge hands.
We're both big guys. Yeah.
But a 16-pound ball, I feel like you would really grip it and rip it. Would you ever consider throwing two-handed?
Like the diaper style, like a Rick Barry, like a.
Well, no, like the new style of bowling now is where the guys they line it up, and they roll it with two hands. You never seen this?
No.
It's been around for like. It's got to be at least 10 years. Some of the best bowlers in the world now are two-handed bowlers.
That Bob Ross guy? Does he do
that? Well, traditional bowlers, some of them hated it, but other ones were like, it's not against the rules. Go ahead and do it.
Are you telling me that I can disrupt the game right now?
I'm telling you, if they ever reopen Chicken and Bowling, we're going, and we're going to do this.
I really, like, I'm like, actually downplaying, like, how good of a bowler I am.
I believe it. You seem like a bowler type of guy. You seem like a guy that could be at the lanes. And plus, there's a bar there. Come on now. Every single bowling alley.
With like shitty like ice rink pizza. You know?
But I love that shit. That Chuck E. Cheese pizza.
Yeah.
That was some of my favorite.
Not even Chuck E. Cheese pizza, but yeah.
Mooney, I love bar food so much. I really do. Like, somebody's like, hey, fine dining restaurant, blah, blah, blah. But when you brought up appetizer sampler, that's my shit right there. Like Applebee's. Love their appetizer sampler. I'm total white trash. I know that. I'm tapping into my white trash gene. But
I fucking come on. Like I love any sort of combo deal. I love yeah. So
well, I'm not gonna lie. So here, which by the way we have 7 TVs. When we tune into like some of the other local networks, it'll bring up a lot of the local commercials. And every single time one will come up for Chili's or Outback or Pizza Hut,
yeah.
You name it. When they bring up those app specials that they do for lunch, when you show like a high,
you got me.
Do you know how many times I've eaten at Buffalo Wild Wings in my life?
We've talked about this, like not on the podcast, but yes, I do know. You're a B-Dub fan, and every time you go to the States, like literally, like Olivia, like will post, be like, "Oh my god, fucking Buffalo Wild B-Dub again." Yeah, and I find it hilarious.
Well, we went up there. I don't remember if this is before or after we went on the cruise. I think it was afterwards. Yeah, well, dude. Yeah. So we go up there, and we always stay with our parents when we stay in Virginia. Her parents cook a lot, and they cook really well. Like,
whoa, her parents live in Virginia?
Yeah.
What part? I don't know that.
It's just outside of D.C., like near Leesburg.
Okay.
Yeah, so like...
Megan's from Richmond. So,
yeah. So we'll fly into Dulles, and they live like 15 minutes from the airport.
Do you say attention Dulles Tower every time? Because I do. Every time I fly, I go, attention Dulles Tower.
I've never been
Here
there when
we go,
it's cold
looking
outside.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Hold on.
Hey, did you see what the Phillies game on? Yeah.
So they cook for us a lot, and they cook really well. So the one day I told her, I was like, listen.
Wait, B-Dub does?
No. For parents. So I told... Yep.
Does he know how to do it?
Well, yeah, Mooney, I don't know which channel it is. I accidentally hit that one. But no, I tell her, and I'm very serious about it. I go, listen, one day, out of all the days that we're home, I'm like, I get one day to go to B-Dubs. I don't care if it's at 11 o'clock in the morning or whatever it is. So we go back in, and her dad drops us off at this local Buffalo Wild Wings at 1 o'clock in the afternoon on a Wednesday. I had the time of my life. It was that's how white trash I am. Oh, wow, are the Guardians up 5-0 now?
No, I'm trying to find the game for our friend Steven.
Oh. Well, the Phillies are playing who? Who are the Phillies playing? The Reds. So it might be on Bally's, Ohio.
Oh, Mayo, Cleveland, Ohio.
Oh, no, one of the best TV network deals of all time.
The bankrupt.
But they still have.
Who even bought them? Do we know?
I have no idea, but the problem with it is...
Was it Disney?
So we have like a complex cable package here where it has every single channel that you could possibly think of. When baseball season started...
Do we just trust him enough to scroll down?
I think so.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Oh, you put it on there?
Yeah, it's on there.
Okay.
Oh, hey. Well, hey, here.
Well, is it on the Fire? Yeah.
And it's on the TV downstairs. On the right too.
Okay, yeah, I was wondering because Miller was just telling us about that.
Hey, guys, island problems. That's, But, hey, again, sports bar,
Well,
we'll get it on for you.
It's the effort that
Eventually.
we go to make sure that everybody gets their sport on.
Hey, believe me, like, I came in here yesterday, like, literally, I had a meeting in town, and then I was like, shit, Liverpool's playing Everton. I didn't get in the house. I'll just come here and watch the game.
How'd that go for you?
Well, they lost. The meeting went well, but Liverpool lost. My gosh.
Anyway, yes.
Did we talk about Bryce Harper? Speaking of Phillies.
No, what's going on with Bryce Harper?
Rocking, like, take... Hey, we're trying to, like, do a rodeo program here, sir. Yeah. So he took a jersey from, like, last year and then wore it. It's the new Fanatics jersey.
Ooh.
Yeah. It got, like, fined. I think we did talk about this, so...
No, it's the first I've heard of it. The only other time that I've ever heard anything like that was when David Wells wore Babe Ruth's hat that he bought in an auction for $35,000.
No, it was like, I thought it was like a black dude that did that.
No, that was David Wells.
We've definitely talked about this.
David Wells bought a Babe Ruth hat in an auction for like $35,000 and tried to wear it in a game, and they made him take it off.
We've 1,000% talked about this.
Well, we are on. This is episode 30, by the way.
Is it really? Look at us.
Look at us.
Look
Episode
at
number 30.
Hey, right back where we started, two dudes.
Well, we're still in the process of coming up with a new intro, which I won't get into the ideas. I'll wait until we actually shoot that one. I think that should be pretty good.
Should we tease it?
I don't know how to.
As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be part of a podcast. I know I go from rags to riches.
And then he kissed me.
That's
That's the song that...
Yeah, no. You just ruined it, dude. Yeah.
Episode 30, and here we are.
That's our Pride Month. And, home run.
That's what Cincinnati's ballpark's called. What, the Great American Ballpark?
I believe so.
I've never been to it. It's in Ohio, but I've never been to it.
They have the designation of the first game on opening day every single year. Is there the first pitch?
It's in Cincinnati.
Yeah.
That I have no idea about.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
No, I'm telling you.
unless it's in Japan, which they did that a few times when Ichiro was.
That's a Tokyo Rogi joke.
After all our Japan jokes last week, I think maybe we should lay off the Japanese jokes.
If you watched the podcast last week, I literally just sat here and you guys were so mad that I was not engaging in that. Jokes.
I wasn't mad.
No, Casey needed an ally there. I was just like, dude.
I wasn't. Why were you just holding back? Were you frothing at the mouth like?
No, I was like, I'm not trying to get in trouble. That's all.
For those of you guys that don't know, when the cameras go off, we do kind of, I don't know, push the envelope a little bit as far as what we're talking about and see what we can talk about, what we can't talk about.
That was the understatement of the year.
It's like a creative meeting, if you will.
What else you got?
I don't know. Caitlin Clark, did you want to get to that? $26 million over 4 years.
So we were
$28 million over.
We were trying to look at tickets to go to see any of the games.
Yeah,
and the cheapest one that we could find was a flight on 9/11,
and that's
to DC.
Well, it's yeah, but no, I thought that game was going to be in Indiana because they play the Aces.
No, we picked the wrong one. Yeah. No, it was Vegas, but it was like from here to Miami.
So that spiraled into a joke.
Yeah.
So let's figure out a way to put something in the budget. Let's go see. I
say we just do it at the end of the year. We just give Andy. Like in Dumb and Dumber with all the IOUs or whatever. I want to give that one Lamborghini.
We'll just put it in a binder.
250,000.
Buy a Samsonite briefcase. No, I mean I have to go to a wedding in September in Colorado. So if I could find a way to parlay it some way while I'm up in the States to go, all right, I'm already here. Instead of flying back to the Virgin Islands, maybe I'll extend my stay up here. But do I use it on a WNBA game?
Yeah, I mean, we just talking about Vegas.
It's like
a destination sports town now.
If it's in Vegas, yes, I would definitely go. That's my favorite place in the world.
As a WNBA aficionado, so Aja Wilson, literally not happy with Caitlin Clark getting this sneaker deal.
Why wouldn't she be?
Also, I'm not happy either because she literally probably could have got 125 from Nike.
I thought she could have gotten a little bit more. I thought because her and Steph Curry are so close, she was going to get a good one from Under Armour. And they offered her I wouldn't say pennies, but nothing great.
A almost home run, literally foul ball by 3 inches. By the way,
yeah.
to right.
I'm not gonna lie though. I thought Caitlin Clark was going to get a bigger deal because right now there's not really right now a female athlete that has her own line of shoes that could be promotable. And with her, I was looking at it and going, if Nike would have given her $50 million and made their own shoe, I think they would have gotten that money back.
Hot take. Time. I think she is going to get balled up because they're going to key on her.
Oh, I do too. Yeah. But at the same time, what they're not looking at, the WNBA, is the exposure that she's bringing in. So Aja Wilson or whatever her name is.
Aja Wilson is a back-to-back WNBA champion.
Yeah, but she's an idiot because Caitlin Clark coming into the league is going to give them that exposure, and they're going to get that TV money now because of her. She needs to calm down a little bit. She's going to get that exposure. And when she plays against Caitlin Clark, she better fucking lock her up. In my opinion.
I just hope all the teams.
My humble opinion.
I just hope all the teams have a good time and they're all friends at the end. And it's not
their...
about sneaker deals. It's about the friends you make along the way.
Yeah, it's all about that TV money. That's what you want to get. And playing in Vegas. That hopefully we'll get to see. If we don't miss the game.
Yeah.
Are we done?
Are we done? Yeah.
Did we get everything out of the way?
No, but I feel like we're done.
Did you miss all the hot takes?
I got a couple of. We'll see after the draft tonight.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Maybe I do have to start showing up at 10 a.m. because I feel like my brain's a little bit sharper at that time.
Well, that lost dog today really screwed me up. So the cops literally they were everywhere, all like an APB. A bolo for this fucking lost good boy.
You showed up and told me, and I was like, "What the hell are you talking about?"
Literally, fucking the ACC Ryan Moore's out there with his little leash thingy on a hook.
Now, did they find the dog?
Yeah, he's on a 5-day hold.
Was it a good dog?
He looks like a fucking good boy.
Okay,
so he looks like skinny, and he looks like he needs a. So when you type in dog as an emoji, like with the brown, like that's what the dog looks like.
That's a cute fucking dog.
That's a cute, yeah. That is a handsome boy.
What kind of dog was it?
A pit bull.
Oh, well, yeah. There's tons of those down here.
Yeah, well,
But he looked like a good boy.
I'm dying to know what happened. That this guy was free range. That the cops like came down. So like looking for him, like it was like, hey, whoa, like, whoa, what's up? So I'm sure there's a backstory to that, but yeah.
Well, I think that's a good way to end the podcast. Eh?
I think it is too. Hey,
All right, sounds good.
Hey, 30, buddy.
Happy 30, everybody.
Woo.